Man, we are some sensitive people for a very good reason. And Gervonta Davis has been accused of being a sellout. A sellout. A sellout against his own people. As he does what? He sides with Edgar Berlanga against Teofimo. Oh, no, let me get that right. He sides with Teofimo Lopez over Edgar Berlanga and proves what everybody thinks and everybody knew about Tank. He's a coon. He's a Tom. Let's talk about that, because you know I don't actually believe that, but I think we definitely need to talk about it. Let's talk about that in this video.
If you put the bananas and money in front of the monkeys will choose bananas, because the monkeys don't know that money can buy a lot of bananas. In fact, if you offer work and business to people, they will choose to work. Because most people don't know that a business can make more money than a salary. One of the reasons the poor are poor is because the poor are not trained to recognize the entrepreneurial opportunity. They spend a lot of time in school, and what they learn in school is to work for a salary instead of working for themselves. The rich.
All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video we're going to be in the 135, 140 pound and the 160 pound division as we talk about some interactions between Gervonta Davis, Teofimo Lopez, and Edgar Berlanga. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time before we get into this, I am not going to have the same opinion about what Teofimo Lopez said as a lot of y'all do. So get ready to call me this, that, and the other thing. But I've been on this earth too long, bro, to be led around by the nose every time somebody says something that could possibly be interpreted as racist. Now, let me repeat what I said. Can possibly be interpreted as racist. I don't have a problem with anybody that says what Teofimo Lopez said was that. It is Gervonta Davis's reaction and the statements made about Gervonta Davis that is amazing to me, because he defended, and not even defended, he said that told the truth to Edgar Berlanga. Now, before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you'll be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Matty O. Thank you, Barbara D. You guys' support in the channel is so important, especially you guys in the super thanks and in the super chats. Really, truly, that's the number one source. If you had to look at everything, the number one source of revenue on the channel, other than just the videos in bulk, but single-handedly, you guys really do a lot and really help the channel when you support like that. We're kind of like the public broadcasting company, PBS, Public Broadcasting Services, right? Remember that back in the day, PBS? Anyway, publicly funded is what it is. So thank you guys for your support. But let me try to give you some value for the support that you provide. And this is going to be, I do believe, a really good lesson in not being completely and utterly self-centered and think that because you have legitimate problems and you see legitimate things, that those problems are that you have are everybody else's problems. But let's get into it. And I'm going to explain to you why I say this. Because I've been asked, I don't know, 15, 20 times about a statement that Teofimo Lopez made. Teofimo Lopez so happened to use a phrase that I've heard a bunch of times. And I've heard it in context of entrepreneurialism. And so when I first heard it, it didn't even hit me funny. Because I know that saying and I know what it is. what Teofimo Lopez was asked. And Teofimo Lopez may very well have not intended the original meaning of this statement. I'm not saying that this is what he's thinking. This is what I'm thinking. And when I listened to it, I had a completely different take of what he was saying because I know what the source of that quote is. So I should have by now played for you the source of that quote. But I will, in a video, I'm going to edit it in, but I'll say what it is now. There's an old saying that really was recently associated with China's richest man. And the saying was, if you put bananas in front of a monkey and you put a $100 bill in front of a monkey and you put a pile of bananas in front of a monkey, that the monkey is going to take the banana and not the money because the monkey doesn't know the true value of that dollar, and that dollar and that he could buy bananas with that dollar. Now, obviously, this is a metaphor for don't look at just the shiny things in life. You should think about investments. You should think about profit. You should think about that, right? Don't be a monkey going for the first banana. Okay, there's also other sayings that you would hear in, for example, in Shaka Zulu, in the Shaka Zulu movie. And Shaka Zulu asked the Zulu king, the great Zulu king, asked a British person that, official that came to see him. He said, "Hey man, how do you trap a monkey? How do you trap a monkey? And the person responded, well, with something shiny. You put a rock, you put something shiny in a jar. The monkey sticks his hand in. The monkey grabs it. And now the monkey's hand is stuck. But the monkey's not smart enough to release the stone and let his hands out. That's what a more intelligent human being would do. If you stuck your hand in there and grabbed something, but you couldn't get your hand out with it, you'd release your hand. But the monkey can't separate his desire for the shiny thing, and he wants to have his cake and eat it too, but he can't. There are a lot of really wise statements associated with monkeys and comparing the decision-making processes of monkeys with the more enlightened decisions of a human being. And what it really is talking about when they describe this to people is the base instincts of people, their own selfish desires can be taken advantage of when they don't think about how they play with the broader scope of things. So Shaka Zulu said, now what shiny object are you bringing to this monkey? Is what he winds up saying to the British colonizer that was talking to him. So when I heard Teofimo Lopez say that, he said, man, I don't know, whatever monkey wants the banana. So how did I take it? I took it knowing the source of those words and knowing the source of the quote. I thought, well, he's saying whichever one of these guys want to make a bad decision. Hey, whichever one of these dudes, I'll fight whichever one of these dudes stupid enough to fight me. Who wants the banana? What monkey wants this banana? He's the banana. Whatever monkey wants the banana, I'm the banana. I'm the shiny shit that you really don't want. That's what the saying means. It really means that. So I know that people can definitely have those sentiments. But what you see and what somebody says is also a reflection of the things that you know and the things that you think. When I heard it said, whatever monkey want the banana, they both say they gorillas, so come climb this tree. They do both call each other gorillas. We do call each other gorillas. He does have a gorilla there. So here's the thing. And when we just jump off and call people these things, that is too much room in that for him just to say that reasonably. Number one, it's a common saying. And number two, the gist of the common saying he applied accurately. The people that heard it, oh, you calling them monkeys. No, really, he's calling himself a banana. Y'all ain't mad at him calling himself a banana. It's a metaphor for life. Now, is he that? I've heard if you're using the N-word, you're doing all this stuff on top of it, he very well may be. But at the same time, I'm not going to get on Gervonta. What did Gervonta say? Gervonta says something that was true to Edgar Berlanga. Edgar, Teofimo Lopez is bigger than you, bro. Don't get your ego all caught up in this, homie. You're not as big as T.O. Who are you? Just fought Canelo. You're just a name on a ticket. So basically, these are three dudes arguing with each other, a Puerto Rican and whatever the heck Teofimo Lopez is. But I know he's from New York. And I swear to goodness, man, even back in the 90s, everybody in New York was throwing the N-word around with each other like that was what it was. So, look, man, Teofimo Lopez can be the biggest jerk on the planet, bro. I just want to see the dude fight. And if I'm going to literally, really, truly call somebody that, dog, I need to see something real, bro. I don't need to hear a name. I'm telling you. Unless it's a hard R. But even then, when I looked at the Ryan Garcia situation where he said that, you literally had a black dude who was with him come back and say, hey, man, I was talking to Ryan. So it's a real funny trick bag that we're in. Personally, my take is this. I'm going to assume you are that. I'm going to assume that you are that. I'm going to watch out for that. I'm not ignoring that he said it. But I'm also going to take from what he says a meaning that could be plausible without that racial implications. I'm not going straight for that. I'm saying, hey, man, there's a lot of things that people say that are rooted in race in a racial foundation. Picnic. If somebody says to their family, says, hey, man, I'll see you later, man. I'm about to go to a picnic. Dude, are you going to get mad that Teofimo Lopez said he's going to go to a picnic? Picnic literally means picnicker, right? People used to sit when the new ship of slaves would come in, the owners and their family that wanted to buy new ones would go get some food. They lay down, have a nice little party during the auction block. On the auction block as they buying them. So trust me, there have been people that have talked to me about all kind of stuff. Like, don't say the pot called the kettle black. Don't say picnic. Don't say the dark side of the moon. Don't say, dude, there's all kind of verbiage in there, man. And all through the English language. It's hard for you not to step on it because it's so entrenched. It's entrenched at a level people don't really appreciate it. So you don't realize how often you come across it. But once you come across it and somebody tells you, then that's the decision you make going forward. When you find out you're from Britain and you find out somebody from the United States, a black man in the United States, don't like to be called boy. Well, make the adjustment because you're talking to him and he doesn't like it. That's what it rings in. That's what it means to him. So you got to change it. But so they have that responsibility to do that if it's brought to their attention. But we also have the responsibility to understand that stuff is so ingrained in the verbiage in so many different sayings, you can hardly go to a cartoon in the 1950s without seeing it plastered all over the place. And that's the foundation of which our vocabulary and our speeches started. We grew from that. So that is what you're going to see often. But some people really, truly are not doing that intentionally. And if you correct them and you let them know, they won't do it. Oh, and sometimes they don't really even truly don't mean that. Truly don't mean that. They just say, hey, man, this is really great analogy, a really great metaphor in a monkey, in a banana, in money, and in entrepreneurialism. What a great way to draw that picture. Because actually, that is what a monkey will do. And guess what? I'm not a monkey. So I don't really even focus. When somebody's talking about monkeys, that doesn't go to my head because I know I'm not a monkey. Now, I may know that if they try to put it in there in a way where they're really trying, you can hear it in their voice. But look, bro, Teofimo Lopez very well may be that. But Gervonta you ain't got to jump off on every word that anybody says that may possibly be interpreted as something that's offensive. Okay? If I say I'm happy, am I calling somebody gay? Right? You know what I mean? Like, let's not try to find a way to criticize anything and everybody about anything and everything, anything and everything that could possibly be interpreted like that. A hard R go back to Africa type statements where it is firmly established that I don't like you because of that reason, let's go with that. But offhanded comments that just maybe he didn't mean it that way, where there's plausible deniability for the guy, wherever there's plausible deniability for Tio on those topics, bro, you got to give him the deniability. And then just wait around for the one where you can't deny it. And then you have all those things to back up the assumptions you had. However, should Gervonta Davis stop his career and go off on a 30-minute lecture on Teofimo Lopez about the history of monkey and black people being compared to other primates outside of their species? I don't really know if that's useful use of his time. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comments section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.